Oh no! Okay, I may have accidentally clicked the ad thing again. So, my apologies if you guys are getting an ad. Not that they're gonna know, because the ad will be playing, but I apologize, but... It has been a harried day hence far. How is everyone? Or by everyone, it's probably just Clone, maybe, especially this late in the day. Oh shit, I forgot. It's not a PNG stream, it's actually a cam stream. Hi guys! I'm warm and I'm dying, and I had things to do before 8:30 this morning, so that was fun. And I accidentally left this one. So let's There we go. Anyways, good morning. Hi guys, how are you? Everything is great. I am doing well. And by well, I mean it's way too warm and I'm dying. Actually, like I'm actually perishing. Slowly. Maybe not so slowly. It's the thing. Because it's warm. So yeah. What up? This is very quiet. Hold on, let's see what we got. You ever have one of those days where things are not fitting correctly? It's one of those days. Go with meditation, maybe. Tends to be a good station. Alright, what's up? Testing a few things. Testing. Is my voice changer working? Is it, or is it not? I guess we'll find out. It's been a day. Already. They still have D&D later. And then like a 6-hour drive tomorrow. Guys, I am a little tired. I thought vacations were supposed to be relaxing. That was my thought anyways. Okay. I will yump in to this at the very least. Hey. Hey. Hold on. We do not need this guy. Because we have this. And we can turn this one off. Perfect. All is well. Everything's fine. Carl is where he should be. Push him, pull him a little closer. There we go. Perfect. Anyone have any fun plans for the weekend? Or is it just me losing my mind today? Because I'm kind of excited to talk about really bad books. Oh, but yes, it was Niece's 13th birthday today. Well, yeah, tomorrow technically, but we got like a little lunch thing is what we ended up doing. I hope I haven't left that on the entire time. Alright, cool. So yeah, now we are just chilling and waiting and trying to figure out what's up today, if anything.
It just works.
It does. Hey Core, what's up? How are you? I'm tired. Just dropping by for a second? Well, good. I'm just chilling, I guess. Before I'm away for like a full week. That's my current current plan. Hello. Hi, clone. Bligert blorbed. I'm fucking tired. I am tired and I'm warm. And I'm going to perish. Shortly, probably. Oh, good. So, yeah. Wrong one. This should work. Hello!
Hello. Am I audible?
Yes. Hold on, I gotta turn you down a little bit, actually. Alright. Testing. Say something.
Testing.
Haha. Alright. Another? I know this man. I've seen his face.
Testing.
Okay, there we go. Cool, yeah. There we go.
Rubber baby buggy bumpers.
Rubber baby buggy bumpers. Oh, oh. So yes. Werewolves and cards.
This match is about to explode.
Is it? Like an actual match?
Get ready, fighters. Triumph or die.
I pick or die.
No, considering what we're talking about, that's the safe option.
I choose or die. You're not supposed to want to choose or die.
Yes, whenever they offered tea and cake or death, you don't go, and or death.
I'll have or death. I'll have and die, please, for... I have to take meds. It's late.
As long as you're taking it, that's what makes it bad.
It's true. My bra is
What
not
makes it
fitting.
good?
This is probably a TMI, but my bra is not fitting right today. I'm just gonna, like, fucking adjust. Hold on.
No worries, take your time.
Goddamn tits! Okay. I think we're good. We're not. Fucking shit. I hate bras sometimes. Hold on. I might have to adjust the straps. Alright. Fucking tits. They're fucking annoying sometimes. One guy who angered him was given a cupcake. Oh, thank you, Duke. What an honor. Oh, thanks. They're really annoying. Anyways, hi. Hello. Eats it
How's
and
it going, all
dies.
you rad people on the internet?
I think all the red people are a clone. Because if I start this late, I usually... Oh. Wait, were you not hearing me that entire time?
Oh, no, I was hearing you perfectly.
Oh, do you have the stream up? No, hold on. Squints. Well, whatever. Hello!
How's it going, everyone? I'm waving even though I'm not on camera.
Good.
Hope everyone's having a nice afternoon.
I don't know. I mean, it was nice, but it was a lot. I have the autism, I'm way too hot, and I haven't cooled off yet going on, which I'm sure you know all about.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just like...
Family gatherings can also be kind of tense. So
luckily they weren't tense. They were just, you know, like, there was just a lot of social etiquette expected, you know.
Exactly. There's a lot to keep in mind.
But yeah, it was good. It was good.
Nice.
So yeah. Hello. So you read it.
Absolutely. All 820 pages of it.
God, it was 800 pages. It was so much longer than I thought.
It was 820 pages, and I also did the extra credit, and I read the chapter length insert of the following book.
Why?
I'm a completionist. And that was the sneak preview for Stone of Tears, which introduces
Disgusting!
2 to 3 more new characters. As far as stuff that feels like it's taking from something, the sneak peek of Stone of Tears feels almost like a medieval reskin of the talk between Hannibal Lecter and Clarice Starling from Silence of the Lambs.
Literally, that's all these books just keep doing that. It doesn't get better, according to some people that I know who've read further.
And, you know, since this is an ongoing series, it has to put the male and female leads from the last book in deadly danger, or an assumed bit of deadly danger.
Oh god, really?
Well, yeah, the preview involves a prophecy that has Callan being executed. Like, she not only gets her head cut off, but she also is being reviled by all of those in attendance at her execution.
Wait, so she actually dies, or is this just a prophecy?
That's just the prophecy.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
considering that when I looked at an AMA that Terry Goodkind did regarding these books, I think it's on the website, he refers to Richard as his alter ego or his favorite character, or one or the other. So, you know, that relationship's not going to get messed up.
Which is why I hate Richard so much, because he's so blatantly. It's like that. It's the Shatnerverse all over again, but worse.
Like, I have my beefs with Richard, but they're not specifically toward Richard.
Oh, mine are towards Richard. He's so annoying. I cannot handle him.
And I guess we should say it right now. Blanket spoiler warning for Wizard's First Rule, because
Bro,
we're going to be going...
hasn't this book been out since the 80s?
I believe this was published in, like, 1994.
Yeah, it's been long enough.
But I still, even for something I don't like, I'll at least give it a courtesy. Right now, as sort of a comparison, I have a book brought up on Project Gutenberg because I don't have a physical copy of it. And also on my desk, I have what make up the bottom 3 of the books that I don't fucking like. 2,545 pages of completely awful. And one of the books of these 3, I can't even read anymore. I tell myself I just want to reread it. I'll go over the first page. By the time I finish the first paragraph of the first page, it's fallen out of my hands, and I am exhausted.
Yeah.
Oh.
Nope. No. Okay, actually, there was a really good, I don't know if you listen to OSP?
Unfortunately, no.
Overly Sarcastic Productions?
I do watch some of their YouTube videos, but I haven't seen them in a while.
Do you know the one about spoilers? That is my take on spoilers. If a spoiler can ruin your story It's not a good story. Because even if it's like a weird twist ending, like the build-up should be enough. That's my thought. That's my thought, right? Because like there's plenty of things where I know the twist ending, and I'll reread it anyways because the build-up to it's so good, and you get invested in actually the pacing and the way the story is done. You know.
No, that's fair. You know, the tale isn't in the reason for the story is in the end. The tale is in the telling, so that makes a lot of sense.
But I understand. Like I do give spoiler warnings for new things, but if it's old, like if it's 20 years old or more, I'm just gonna side eye you and go, unless you're like 10, you know what I mean? And there should not be 10-year-olds in here.
True. Or if you're just someone who either doesn't read or doesn't watch movies.
Exactly.
I knew someone working at Lego who hadn't seen the Star Wars trilogy yet.
Oh no, there's tons of movies I have never seen. They're like, we are going through a bunch that I'm just like, oh yeah, I've never seen this. It's referenced everywhere, but I've never seen this. Like,
oh, what movie?
Oh, just whatever, any movies. Like, just like name some of the top. Like, everyone has seen these movies off of your head. Godfather?
Alien?
I've seen Alien. I love Alien.
Okay.
But I'd only seen that recently.
Serpico?
Haven't seen it.
Fair. The first, Rambo First Blood.
Nope. But yeah, so, but like, also, if I'm getting spoiled about them, then it's like, and it's like they're older, and it's fine. It's just a thing.
No, I can respect that.
But I won't do it to kids, because kids are like, everything's new. But if you're a whole ass adult, I'm just like, if a spoiler is going to ruin your life, you need new priorities.
Yeah, you do.
It was just, I was big on anti-spoilers before I realized that I'm like, wait, why am I making this my life? Why is this like my thing? The only time I don't want spoilers usually is a type of narrative that is interactive, like a video game. And even then, I don't mind like big spoilers, but I don't want the whole thing spoiled. Like, I don't want all the fun little Easter eggs and stuff spoiled for me.
Nah, since college, I have had.
Oh yeah, what's the first rule? Because I literally don't remember what the first rule is.
Oh, thanks to Wikipedia, I have it out.
Oh my god!
And here's because like this is a fucking book talk, people. But yeah, the Wizard's rules are interesting, but it's not what you say; it's how you say it. And the Wizard's first rule are, quote, people are stupid. They believe things mainly because they either want them to be true or fear them to be true. And as an editor, the tone of the book is either done in those first 3 words, which is a really pithy summary.
Yep.
Or it could be the whole sentence, which you can kind of get things from because, you know, one thing about observation of people,
they should have just done it. Could have been a whole story with just the second part.
Yeah, because
it would have been good, actually.
You know, people do that. People either want to believe in something or are afraid something is real when it might not be. And that's a cool premise to write a book about, but most people just stop at the first 3 words and
that is the vibe of the whole book, is the first 3 words, though.
It is.
That's I think that was it. That was it. It felt like the entire time reading this book, it felt like someone was mansplaining a fantasy story to me.
But also wanting to do fantasy without adding any of the
fun parts of fantasy.
Any, for want of a better term, religious aspects or internal belief aspects. Like,
yeah,
you
there
get
wasn't
an
even like there
idea.
wasn't even like magic is amazing because like elements exist or life
Oh,
exists. It
like
was
the
just
magic system in Terry Goodkind's work is
isn't
is
it just
actually kind of awful.
I know that I remember. I remember being really offended. Like, and listen, this is coming from someone who still sometimes enjoys rereading the Dragonlance books, which are not good, but they're fun. And they were a staple of the time. Like, they were kind of the first of their kind. So, like... fucking Dragonlance. They are! They're not good! They're not good! And I prefer the Twins trilogy over the main trilogy, because just Tannis, I want to fucking strangle him. He's so whiny.
And like
Skip the main trilogy. Go to the one about Raceland and Caravan. That one's the good ones.
and like as far as magic systems goes, so far, you can't really first off you can't really say there's a magic system in Lord of the Rings
There isn't.
because that is more folklore and mythological, and so magic just does stuff.
Yeah, it permeates the world because it exists in the world. Like, it's almost its own entity, but not. It's very interesting, yeah.
And because of that, it can contradict itself, like when they're passing around the One Ring, and they show, and everyone's afraid of it. It's treated like it's radioactive, and then Bombadil's like, "Oh, look at this little pretty bauble. I'm gonna flip it around in my hand. I'm gonna put it on. Nothing happens because I'm a represent of magic that's more primordial and older with it, and I don't care." And so you and so it can do that, or you have a magic system where you set things up and you end up having to abbreviate it later or find some things to get around it. JK Rowling. As they put so much effort into one movement, funny word, it does a thing. And
It's true.
then you have to come up with things like being able to cast without using your voice or without using your hands.
Yeah, we don't talk about Joanne.
So far, one of the neatest magic systems I've come across in my reading of fantasy is the one from Patrick Rothfuss's In the Name of the Wind. That
Terry
magic
Pratchett.
system
Terry
is
Pratchett
awesome.
is my favorite.
Pratchett as well. Pratchett is like
witches magic specifically.
Actually, yeah, I have it read Equal Rights. That book is great.
And
I've never been upset about any of Pratchett's work. So like, holy hell, it is good.
But other magic systems I really like. This one from Spellwright. Magic is literally done with language, and the main character is extremely dyslexic, so he can't do magic. Yeah.
Ooh.
He has the aptitude, but he can't do magic because he's dyslexic. It's a disability thing. The author is also dyslexic, and it took him a very long time to write the books, but...
Wow.
Yeah.
That's dedication right there.
That has one of my favorites. I'm trying to think of my other favorite systems. Oh, I do know my favorite magic system of all time. Hold on. I need to get it. Keep them entertained, Marlon.
Oh yeah. So as far as magic systems that I thought was neat at the time, but will have no further bearing on this conversation, is the one in the Night Angel trilogy. And since I know you're listening to this, Jess, I am so sorry I had you read that book series. That one's contrived. Earthsea as well. Earthsea is absolutely wonderful, and the magic system from Patrick Rothfuss's stuff is very much and feels inspired by Earthsea, and either the school in Earthsea or the school in in Name of the Wind would be really awesome to go to. And for those of you who are needing to transfer out of Hogwarts, those two would be great ones. The only downside with anything by Patrick Rothfuss is that his primary trilogy has yet to be completed. It's good, but you absolutely he just needs to finish his book. Oh my goodness.
I've talked about this so many times, but I'm always willing to talk about it again. Alright, so... Night Angel.
Yeah,
Alright,
it's
okay.
not great.
This has my favorite magic system. This and Nettle and Bone.
That is a great title. A Madness of Angels.
It has a subtitle. It says, or the Resurrection of Matthew Swift.
Still a good subtitle.
No, listen. Okay, I need you to know when a book starts like this. This is how I know I will trust it.
The Trouble with Telephones, in which a summoning is almost but not quite perfect, some new friends are made, and some old enemies remembered. Alright, sign me up.
The magic system in this is so good. And, like, anything where the magic system is going to be... What's the word I'm looking for? Hold on. It's kind of like very esoteric in a way. It's not like these are the hard and fast rules. You say the word, you wave the wand, and there it goes. It's like, it's more that it's the meaning of the thing defines the magic.
Oh, that's cool.
So, like, oh, what was one of the things he does in this? There's like a finding spell and he uses something. But it just requires really stupid in one of this there's a creature called a litter bug. And it's
the litter bug.
A litter bug. It's literally made out of litter. It's a construct creature. And it's really spooky, but like it uses what's within the world to like, I don't know, you know.
Ooh, and
Yeah.
and just as mentioned, Night Watch.
Oh,
Those
yeah,
also
Night Watch.
Russian books.
Yep.
Where the mages and all of the they're called the others, the supernatural forces, just use power. And it's usually listed as capital P, power. They never describe what it is. You kind of get an idea of what it can do and how they're able to manipulate it and how strong they are. But that's it, really.
Okay.
Then even for an older film, the effects from the movie adaptations of The Night Watch are actually still pretty cool.
That is in my I want to Geometry Magic. Geometry Magic is really interesting. Where is it? It's like the type of stuff where you take like a shard of green glass and a random other thing, and it all is like symbolic of the spell you're casting.
Well, that's cool.
It's that sort of magic that I tend to like the best.
In one of the games I ran, I had an NPC learn teleportation through math by having the essence of a mathematician's journal shoved into their spirit.
Oh, that's cool.
That was done by a player character.
That is really
to
cool.
an NPC. And they became they were an ally for the rest of that campaign.
Now I'm
Like,
curious.
literally, it was with the NPC having to write out a math formula on a scrap of paper and then eat it.
Yeah,
Or,
see,
like,
it's stuff like that. That is the type of magic I like. Or again, Nettle and Bone did a similar thing, and like the Terry Pratchett's like which characters do similar things. It's very like it's vague, but it makes sense, you know.
yeah. When I was finishing Wizard's First Rule and feeling just kind of upset at it, I ended up in a conversation with my older brother, and he is a fan of the series.
Oh
And like,
no.
we didn't get into it, but there was a bit of a, slightly heated discussion. It's like, how could you not like this book? It's amazing. He read it in the early, like, pre-2010.
Oh yeah.
He read the series. He's read further than I have, because he got to, because he knew more of the Wizard's rules than I did. They only mention the first one in the first book. They don't
Right,
go
right,
any
right.
of the others. Because my brother quoted from book 8 of the series. Rule 8 is just stated as deserve victory.
God, this guy is so.
And like,
I need to figure out what all the rules are, because now you're just like you're
oh
really
yeah,
just.
no, I got, that's why I made sure to have my aids open, and they've
This
been
is
open more or less since last night on my computer, so I can
this is
just go
just
through this.
this is just a fucking narcissist fantasy series. That's what this is.
Most authors, write places they either desperately want to be or desperately see as an ideal. Sometimes it's more visible in some than others. No judgment here. Um,
Oh,
uh,
yuck.
But let me just go through the Wizard's rules, because I have all of them here open. Number 1, people are stupid. They believe things mainly because they either want them to be true or fear them to be true.
Ugh.
Rule number 2, harm can result from good intention. Okay, I can get that one.
Okay, that one's fine.
Rule number 3, passion rules reason. I can kind of see that.
That's
If I'm
it.
being honest, I can
Maybe,
see
kind of.
where that's coming from.
Yeah, yeah,
Because emotions can't get away from you, and you can be more, and despite how logical people think they are,
yeah. Oh,
they
yeah, there's
can,
always going to be a component of that, but okay.
yeah. Rule number 4, there is magic in sincere forgiveness, both in forgiveness received and given. I can
Okay.
see that. Number 5, people's actions over words. I can see that too.
That's
I
just
can
common
understand
sense,
that
but
too.
okay.
Number 6, only allow reason to rule you. Be logical. And again, that's common sense. I mean,
Yeah, but you
these are the
can't.
things people know in the abstract, but
You should not divorce reason
yeah.
from empathy. That just makes you a shitty human person.
Yeah. Rule number 7, life is the future, not the past. That's more of a fortune cookie, but I can,
yeah, I was just gonna say,
follow
okay,
it.
did you get that
It's like,
out of
all
a
right,
fucking fortune cookie, bruh?
It's pithy, but I can see where you're coming from.
Oh,
Okay.
this is...
Number 8, deserve victory, which I would like to drill down further into, because just saying it that way is very bleh. In the quote from the 8th book, be justified in your convictions, be competently committed, earn what you want and need rather than be waiting for others to give you what you desire.
Why does this have to do with wizards?
Yeah, I mean, it's really just mean what you say and dedicate yourself to what you do. I mean, that's a better way to put it than a very confrontational slogan to put on a bumper sticker. Anyway, number 9, contradictions cannot exist. Now, the pithy version of me, so we're not talking about jumbo shrimp.
Oh, what do you mean jumbo shrimp?
You know, contradictions, paradoxes. I'd like to dig further into that, but I don't. Rule number 10: ignoring truth is betraying yourself. And I can see that, you know, avoid self-deception. 11 is embrace life, strength without hate, which flies in the face of the actions specifically of Richard in almost the entirety of the first book.
I know, I'm just like, combat. Okay. Like, listen, do you want to cleanse your brain?
The power Can I of offer you a brain cleanser? Is just hate on meth. And then Rule 12, truth cannot be destroyed. 13, there have always been those who hate, and there always will be. And 14, in this world, everyone must die. None of us has any choice in that. Our choice is how we wish to live.
My second quote, the first about Ethan Winter's fungus dick. Ethan Winter's fungus dick was a more enlightened quote than any of these wizard rules. Listen, you know what? Okay. You know, divorcing my emotional reaction here from reason, TM. The reason I dislike all of this is I know the exact kind of person who writes this sort of thing.
By the way, Fungus Dick is also the name of my Aphex Twin cover band.
Okay. Listen, Jess, listen, you know, right? The person who's like, you should read my book, it's fucking great, and you read it and it's a piece of shit. Every time. And they're convinced that they're the most, they will take zero criticism, they're the most bestest writer in the world. They will not read your book, you know, it's that sort of thing. Anyways.
And like, Elfie, when you told me, when like you first brought up this book, and I wanted to go through this because, like, I would like to think of myself as being very open when it comes to going through fiction and figuring out, you know, just figuring out where I stand and how a book or piece of fiction is. I attached myself to the idea that there are no bad ideas, only bad execution, and we have to understand what makes that execution either good or bad if we want to create ourselves.
Oh, absolutely. No, the thing is, like, I spent all of my college learning how to do that. I was in writing and literature, okay? This was the entirety of my educational experience.
And like, of the 3 books on my desk right now, I can go over the things that I like about the books and and go over the things that I absolutely enjoyed, because there are good things I liked about all 3 of these. Even the book that I physically cannot read anymore, there are things that I absolutely enjoyed in that book.
It's because you're a nice person.
Well, thank you.
I'm like, I ain't got time for that. I spent way too long listening to men's bullshit, so this is bad. I'm not gonna give it the time of day.
No, that's fair. But like, so since we're mostly talking about Terry Goodkind here and this stuff, I want to stay on topic for all this because one of my problems. Well, should we do good stuff or bad stuff first?
You start with the good because I want to know if we agree on good. I no shade. I'm just like because there's a couple things that I did like, which is why I read the whole fucking 800 pages.
Okay.
Maybe Baby Too Real. Hello, Maybe Baby Too Real.
Like, okay, as to go over good. Number one. I enjoyed the side cast. I loved Zed. Zed is the way to describe Zed is eccentric old man wizard, filtered somewhere culturally from 1992.
Yeah.
He's very much, I'm an old man, I'm crazy wizard guy. And
I
he's
love characters
at the same
like that,
time insightful and competent. I thought he was cool.
You know who, like, I remember he reminded me of, because I loved him too. I thought he was great. He kind of reminded me of Merlin from Sword in the Stone, the Disney version.
Oh,
mixed with Ben, with old Ben Kenobi.
Yeah.
From the first time. It's like they took him and they shook him up a bit and they added a little bit more weird old man from the 90s. And then they like sprinkled it in
specifically
there.
weird old man from, say, an Adam Sandler comedy.
Oh god, yeah.
Because the first scene he's in, he is standing meditating on a rock, completely naked.
I know people like that though.
he gives a vibe of I usually smoke weed at this time of day. Please don't interrupt that.
Yeah. I didn't mind him. Wasn't there like a ranger dude? Because I actually liked him. It was like
Chase. He was the border warden who is a friend of Richard's family, and he's kind of a older brother / cool uncle. He's the second most well-adjusted character in this book. He has a family. He's raised kids. He spends the entirety of the book either covered head to toe in weapons, capable of doing cool stuff, and unconscious because he has
otherwise
to get
he was too cool
somehow.
Richard had to do something, so he had to be unconscious for this, or else he would have been too cool.
I mean, visual in my head would be, since it would be like the mid 90s. Did you ever watch Lost?
No. I never watched what was popular. Not to be a hipster, but because it was too much pressure to try and talk about it and keep up with it.
Oh, no, I understand that. But the actor who played Locke from the series Lost, feels like he would have played a good Chase in this book. Because he has a very calm voice that is approachable and can be real threatening if he has to.
Yeah, that's kind of
like, yeah, that's a perfect.
I imagine that, but like with Aragorn hair.
Yeah, that's
basically what I imagined. Yeah,
that works. He was a cool character. Let's see. When they allowed Callan to be competent,
which was so rare.
She was a fun character. And
when she wasn't being used as a fucking...
Yeah. She was cool up until that point, and then it's like, oh, jeez. The villains Denim Nass and Darken Rawl.
Darken Rawl was
First off,
hands down my
he's
favorite.
the villain because his name is Darken.
I loved Darken Rawl. He was the best character besides the little girl. I remember there was a little girl and she was a fucking badass.
Oh, yes, Rachel. Rachel is cool. Rachel is, like, there is a section of this book's characters called Cinnamon Rolls. Rachel is in there. And also, favorite character in the book is Brophy.
I don't remember who
the
Brophy was.
human turned wolf,
Oh,
who is
yeah!
the most well-adjusted character in the book, fucking dies. Hashtag
I'm a
justice for
wolf.
Brophy.
Yeah. I forgot about Wolf Guy.
But, like, runaway favorite character in the entire book.
Mine was Rawl, Darken Rawl, because he had a trait that made him stand out, which was the grooming his eyebrows.
Oh yeah, that
was such a great character trait, and it sticks with
memorable. You. And like whenever he was doing stuff, it always felt like everything he did had weight.
It did.
And you know, way to work in cannibalism to your magical rituals for someone, and have that same character also be vegetarian or vegan.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Denim Nass was neat if forgettable. He was like, I literally
do not remember him.
I'm a big dude and I molest boys. That was the entirety of his character.
And you're a what? Oh, and he molests. That's right. Okay, I remember now. He was just the child molester TM.
Yeah, that's. Are you serious?
This man went out of his way to make the queer characters like villains.
And I kind of get it, because you're trying to paint in broad strokes for fantasy, and like I would be remiss to let it slide here when that is how the villains are coded in my absolute favorite book, because it was written in the 50s.
Okay, but the 50s versus the 90s. The AIDS epidemic had already happened, okay?
No, and that's true. There's things that that do have to be kept in mind, and I'm not one of those people who is offended by every little thing. My favorite authors died in 1936 and 1937 respectively.
Fair.
Are,
no. It's like for the time period, yeah.
Massive race, and their works include a whole bunch of racism, sexism, ableism.
Oh hell, yeah. No, I still love Lovecraft. He was an awful xenophobe, but he has some wonderful wonderful shit, like the basis for some fantastic world building that other people did. And there's something to be said about reading for the time, for sure.
And I can understand that, and like and
it was early 90s, so it was easier to queer code villains.
Yeah, they weren't going to notice. And like the other author of mine, Robert E. Howard, was actually close friends with Lovecraft. They communicated via letter.
Oh wow! Lovecraft had contact with the outside world.
Yeah, there's a good bit of modern horror fiction tropes were started by H.P. Lovecraft and were referred to as the Lovecraft Circle.
Oh yeah.
And
he did speak mostly through letters.
What I think is really touching is Lovecraft referred to Howard as Two Gun Bob, because Robert E. Howard lived in Cross Plains, Texas.
Oh, of course. I don't know. These days, I just unless it's older stuff, I don't read a lot of things by men anymore.
That's fair.
Unless they're a person of color.
That is so fair. But yeah, as far as the things I liked, when they did really, really gritty magic in the book, like when you got a sense that, oh shit, this is goddamn important.
Like the ritual
Whatever.
type stuff was very cool.
Yeah. I really liked the parts of the culture of the poorly named mud people.
I
They
was gonna
seemed
say,
interesting.
I was waiting for the eye twitch when.
But like, you have.
Listen, knowing what
Less,
knowing what you
that-
know about Terry Goodkind, you know those people were not white.
No. They're never described as being dark skinned in the book, and in the adaptation that they made called Legend of the Seeker, they are played by white people.
But you know that's not what Terry Goodkind was thinking.
No. I was going to throw the book across the room if they were described as being dark in any form or fashion, which they're not.
Yeah.
But there are so many things you can name
Your editor
tribe
saved you, bitch.
other than the mud people.
It was so fucking bad. It was so bad.
And this was one of the things in contentions. Like, well, things can't be PC, bro. I mean, what would you name it? I don't know, bro. Anything other than the mud people.
What about what they call themselves? How about that?
Yeah.
Like, even if the characters call them the mud people once, then have the people correct them and maybe don't make these people look like their culture is backwards and weird. You know? A little bit?
And
okay.
let's see, as far as more stuff that I liked, creature design, the Gar were neat.
Oh yeah,
demon
yeah.
entities. Those were cool.
Yeah, creatures were pretty neat.
And the fact that the main character had a weapon that granted great ability, but because of their magic system, which he wrote, he could not use it on the antagonist. So you had to find another way to beat him. That was neat.
I forgot about that.
When Terry here is cooking on all cylinders, he can be pretty good.
I'm not calling him Terry. He gets to be called Goodkind. No.
What about T Jeezy?
Oh, I love T Jeezy. We can go T Jeezy.
I like T Jeezy. But like, the one part of the book that things were cooking on all cylinders for me was when they were trying to get the MacGuffin from the Queen's Castle.
Oh yeah.
And it's basically a heist, and I have a soft spot for just heist bits.
Okay, but a heist is a good run. Yeah.
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 They didn't know if Zed's student was alive, and they had to use fake names. They had to set everything up, and like everything in that part of the book is cooking on all cylinders for
I'm
me.
begging you, if you haven't yet, please watch the D&D movie. It is an entire heist movie, and it's literally just D&D the heist. And it feels like a D&D session.
And then there's the fact that they have, they keep their cover. They don't have the box. Not only that, but the Wizard Geller is super dead, and they have to leave.
Yep.
And it works. And
it's like, why didn't you just write this about the heist? Why does it have to be about everything else?
Every single character is there doing their thing, and everything the stakes feel real. The stakes feel interesting, and it looks like there could actually be something that goes completely fucking wrong, and they would be in deadly danger. And it's like, this is great. And then that scene ends, because that's not even the end of the book.
Right.
And another part I liked with that was when he had to deal with James, the artist, the guy with one hand who painted the main character in a trap that he had to go get out of, which
Oh, right.
felt for all the world like a goddamn stand battle.
Yeah. That shit was weird.
That was
Dun,
good.
dun,
And then after
da-da-da-da.
that, he runs into and gets captured by the dominatrix nun.
Oh yeah, I forgot about. Look, it's fine if you want to write weird kink shit, but don't pretend it's not weird kink shit. Like,
Oh, there was a lot of pretending this is not shit, and it's like
I'm like, don't pretend. Be honest, and people will receive it a lot better than you think.
Yeah. And then it's like, well,
I don't.
and then not only that, then there's just all the weird sexual assault stuff in the book.
There's so much of it. There's so much of it, and it's so like, okay, that by itself made me want to throw the fucking book across the room. Like,
but yeah, like the heist bits and the characterizations during that heist, that more or less rounds out like the things that I super enjoyed.
okay.
Because during the heist where Richard is being belligerent, he draws the sword on the princess and threatens to cut out her tongue if she talks shit to the mother confessor. All of the things he did felt natural and like this is his character. He's not actually acting. He's just doing how Richard do. And
See,
so like
yeah.
he felt real in that sense. Most
It's
of the
like,
time,
oh, here you are. You're just being a dumb shit like you always are, and it works
most
now.
of the time, Richard is, I don't know what's going on, or I am being amazingly competent, more so than what has been established.
Ugh.
And
thanks, I hate it.
oof. But that ends the stuff I liked about the book. Now, we're going to go into the things I didn't like. The pacing, for one.
Yeah, no shit. Oh, God.
This book did not need to be 800 pages because the last 200 move fast. It's like by page around 550 or so, like the pacing realizes its smoke break was over 5 minutes ago, hastily puts out its cigarette and starts going to fucking work.
Yeah!
And things are abbreviated, time is truncated, and you go through that, and it moves really well. And then you go, okay, then I know with fantasy, you do need to have some explanation as far as the setting and as far as what things that aren't common knowledge.
Right.
But you can do that as a narrator and bring things up here and there as it goes in the story rather than have it be kind of front loaded and explained as you like your show, it's following the show, don't tell. But there's so much minutia that it doesn't have to do. Another thing I didn't like is that this book.
Oh no! Whoops!
Whoopsie daisy! Oh no! Oh, hi, dough-faced. How's it going? How are you? Welcome in.
Hey everybody, how's it going?
I'm talking about how much I dislike this fucking book. Well, I'm letting Marlon take the soapbox here, and I'm occasionally interrupting. I'm so sorry.
Oh, you're fine. Because as much as I came at this like wanting to give it as fair shake as possible, I even sat with it for about a week before I updated you on it when we were talking about it, and this like in like the American school system grading, D-, see me after class.
Wait, captions. Exactly. No, it's true. It's true. Yeah. Yeah. And it's like, why did I finish reading it? Because there were moments, especially at the end, where it's like, wow, momentum, wow, and like there's occasional scenes and turns of phrase that he can do okay. There's just so much discomfort to get through all of it.
And
it's 800 pages.
yeah, and like all of TGZ's books are like this. They are
TGZ.
They are beefy boys. All of them are in the 800 plus range.
Wait, it's 21 books?
Yeah.
Is it finished?
As finished as it can be.
Well,
since,
I mean, he's dead, yeah.
away.
Jesus Christ. Oh, okay, well, okay, I'm gonna say this one more time.
It's 21 books in total for the whole, for everything regarding the Sword of Truth.
Okay.
For the Out and Out Sword of Truth series, that's gonna be 11 books.
Okay.
But
okay.
there's the prequel, First Confessor, Legend of Magnus of Magdasaris, Dead of Bones, and then the Sword of Truth series, which is Wizard's First Rules, Stone of Tears, Blood of the Fold, Temple of the Winds.
See, Dead
Soul
of
of the
Bones is a
Fire.
really bad. Debt of Bones is a badass fucking name for a fucking story.
Faith of the Fallen, Pillars of Creation, Naked Empire, Chain Fire, Phantom, and Confessor.
I'm
Then
once again telling you, here's a brain cleanser.
Oh no, I actually did have a really good brain cleanser, because immediately after reading Terry Goodkind, I was handed the book, last, called Kindred,
The Fallen Saga.
The Last Ringmaster Book 1 by Linda Haviland, which is the mother of one of our friends. And that book is under 200 pages, and I read it in 3 days.
Oh, good. Yeah, okay.
In a total of maybe 6 hours.
Do not read it. Okay. Oh, this series! I've seen it, and it looks bad.
And Last Ringmaster was an absolute joy to read. It was a absolute breath of fresh air. The characters made sense. The plotting, the pacing was just wonderful, and it was lovely. Absolutely lovely.
Okay.
Like, I was amazed that I went through it that fast.
I always recommend T. Kingfisher. Because she's fucking incredible. Holy shit. Like, visceral like Clive Barker, but with the whimsy of Terry Pratchett.
Ooh.
But, like, yeah. And with some of the weirdness of, like, Neil Gaiman. Just fucking incredible writer.
That's a nice mix. Anyhow, back to TGZ.
Okay. TGZ.
The prose is one thing. The man cannot write action.
No, I do very much recall that. Wait, okay, hold on. Wait. Tell me if I'm misremembering, but doesn't Richard, like, have a moment just like the bit with Vader and Luke where he's hanging over a pit?
He's not hanging over a pit, but it's close. He's hanging in the middle of a room. He was put there attached to, like, because of magical torture, thanks to he's like suspended up off the ground, but he's still kind of in the air, and he's just in pain.
Okay, yeah, it's very Luke and Vader.
You know, I can see that.
I am your father.
Of the things that I didn't like, there's some specific instances, like when he's talking with the, I'll just call them the tribe because it annoys me to call them the mud people.
Because it's bad.
With the tribe, they're like, okay, you want to have a meeting with the elders and to speak to the ancestor spirits. Well, you need to be of our people. How do I do that? Well, do something selfless that will benefit us but not benefit you, which he does. It's like, all right, so you're joining the people. Dick thing on the leader's part. Oh, the leader of the tribe was one of my favorite characters as well, the Birdman.
Oh yeah.
He was cool, but dick thing on his part, not telling him that being a part of the tribe means they have to take a spouse.
Okay.
So, during the dinner of all this, they're like, "Here, Richard, choose from this bevy of ladies to have your blood within the tribe." And like, in a fantasy society that doesn't have WASP Protestant marriage norms,
Exactly.
this wouldn't be a problem. But he has to set Richard up with Callan, so it's a problem.
Ugh.
And even though he goes to them and tells them, "I want to be honest with you and deal with you clearly," he lies through his goddamn teeth to get out of giving one of these tribal women a baby. And it's weird.
He could have just gave them a baby and left. It's fine.
But also weird.
Yeah.
Even though this was done for Richard, Callan wasn't offered any of the bachelors to choose from.
Yeah. No. It's yep. See, it's like if I was gonna write, I want to write something like this, where it's like, yes, because, you must choose a spouse. Yeah, okay, I choose your son.
Because going through this, they're pushing the fact that they're going on this quest to find this magical MacGuffin. They may not live through the attempt. You want to join our people for this thing? Well, here's this, but since you could die, insurance? You have your blood will continue.
That's actually that could be an interesting thing to be done if they didn't have the weird Protestantism in there, you know what I mean? That part is reasonable.
But he lies through his teeth, and that's not done. And he wouldn't have had to if we're like, okay, you're going to join the people. It's like, okay, well, what does that entail? He tells them what to do, but doesn't tell them what it entails.
Ugh.
There was nothing other than a dramatic twist that prevented the Birdman from saying, oh, well, if you're going to be joining our people, then we need this, this, and this.
Other than they just wanted it to be like, oh!
Instead of pulling
surprise! It's so fucking stupid.
Surprise, here, choose a wife. Whatever. So
Yo,
they both suck.
Yeah, Jess. Same.
But Richard sucks even more.
Yeah, he does.
And then we get to the queen as well as their daughter, which I'm pretty sure, I don't think she survives the book. Either of them.
I don't remember at all.
But the queen is murdered, and you leave the princess possibly dead because Richard kicks her in the goddamn face.
Oh yeah!
And while she's she bites her own tongue off and is bleeding to death. That's where you leave her. So I'm assuming she's dead because I'm not continuing this series.
Seems good.
Secondly, the other thing I didn't like, aside, continuing on what I didn't like, is the really rapey shit that happens.
There's so much of it!
The first part of the book, you find Callan, they avoid the assassins, and they go and we have to go because my brother is being elected as like leader of our part of the world. So they go there. He gives this really he gives a great speech. And then he goes on a fucking tangent, which is like this a weird thing to mention, bro. Um try to imagine if the president was on TV talking about, it's the State of the Union address. They're talking about the country coming together and doing all this like positive stuff about the country and where we want to go. And then he goes to a tangent about seatbelt safety.
I mean, that's not unheard of, but yes, I understand.
But that's the tangent. And I'm like, okay, he seems like a pretty good dude. He meets his brother, and then he meets Callan and immediately auto group. I'm like, bro, that's fucked up. Then there's the fact that, like, they mentioned that Callan's sister in the Confessors was murdered and raped by assassins, and that's just what they do.
The assassins?
Yeah, because they're usually done in groups of 4. They're called a quad of
Wait, in that order though?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, because a confessor's ability
they have to be alive, I guess.
Well, the confessor has to. A confessor touches someone with their power, and it makes them fall in love with them so completely that it destroys their personality, and they do whatever they say.
Right.
So they're called a confessor because they touch someone, they use their power, and they will tell the truth of anything that's asked.
Oh,
and
got
do
it.
anything that's asked.
Confessor power, prostate stimulation, got it.
And like,
you're not gonna laugh with You're not gonna laugh with that. Come on, that was perfect.
And like the whole reason that Brophy is turned into a wolf is because he asked for a confessor, had the power hit him, and in order to prevent him from the mania and the suicidal depression of it, since there's no cure, he was turned into a wolf. And that dulled it enough for him to
I am
exist.
Not a wolf. I forgot about that. Yeah, he was an interesting character.
And like near the end of the book, they think Richard is dead.
Oh yeah.
And
doesn't he have kind of a Jesus moment? Not really, but
yeah, that was the whole
that
like
too.
launching torture.
I also hated that.
Callan had like one of the things in fiction is like if a character loses everything, quote unquote everything that has meaning to them, they get bullet time, and they can do awesome stuff. This is a mechanic that I use in my gaming.
Well, yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, because like you lost something important. You now have bullet time.
Bullet time for this many rounds. Do it.
Yeah. But Callan gets bullet time and calls up her full power while enduring being assaulted by said people. Fucking destroys like these assassins and like the head general in a really cool scene, but immediately has the wind taken out of her and made helpless after that.
Ugh, come on.
So that annoyed me. Sorry.
I'm sorry, but like, listen, it's just.
But like, they do the thing where it's like we're going to, because this book also telegraphs a whole bunch.
Constantly. They're like, I'll bet you didn't see this coming. Oh.
And like,
I did not
when
see
Richard
that
is captured,
coming.
It's like you were captured because there is a traitor among you, and Richard automatically thinks it's either Callan or Zed because he was told by by a more than untrustworthy source that they would be against him at some point.
Yeah.
And that's like, okay, what
Take
would,
them.
what would be a neat traitor? Number
Who
one would
could
be
the
Chase.
traitor be?
Number one would be Chase, because he falls out of the book and then just shows up like a goddamn cavalry to help out.
Yep,
And it feels almost too clean.
it is.
Also interesting would be the tribal kid that was kidnapped in the middle of the book, because there was an entire scene where Rawl is corrupting a child to his side.
A child.
That would have been.
I need someone to say no.
Good.
No. There's only one thing worse than a rapist. A child. No.
But the traitor is actually Richard's brother.
Yep. It was so
And, like,
shocking.
And like the thing is, he goes on this in that big speech. He goes on this whole tangent about fire safety, and I'm like, all right. And then later on, you find out that the Empire of Dahara is so anti-fire, it's actually against the law to use fire in some places, or in some cases at all. So people just freeze in the winter and die.
That's the most
And I was
stupid bullshit I've ever heard in my. Nope, nobody would ever actually do that. God, there were so many reasons I hated this. And that
But
was
like, but like, he goes on that tangent. He does this, and then it's like, okay, if the traitor isn't any of these cool options, then because like Callan says, your brother is acting strange. He may have been speaking to one of the emissaries from Dahara, and he's like, no, that's my brother. He's a little bit of an asshole, but he's my bro.
Yeah, that's not how
He
it works.
wouldn't do that. And then like later on, he actually will do that.
He did it. Oh, listen, can I have a moment? Can I just have a whole moment here? Because I totally blocked out the whole fire bad thing, but I can't believe they just went full Frankenstein's monster. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Like,
Yeah.
what the
Yeah.
fuck? I forgot about it because it was the most stupid, like,
You fucking blocked that out? Oh my god.
Ass backwards decision ever. I just remember fire was a thing that people didn't like because fire is. I think even back then I assumed that fire magic, not like having a hearth.
No, like one of the things that Callan mentions
Are you
is
stupid?
like when they're first traveling together, it's like, oh, this is nice being around a campfire. Why is that? Because fire is outlawed. And
Yeah,
was
I
like,
blocked that out
"Excuse
entirely.
me?
I blocked that out entirely. There's literally,
Excuse
it's like,
me?
what do you do? Eat raw shit every day? All day, every day. They're on that one diet. That guy who ate fucking raw testicles.
Oh, Liver King.
Yeah, that guy. They're all on that diet. They're all on Liver King's diet.
Raw meat, raw animal products,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
a whole bunch of steroids. Lots of steroids.
That's all. That is all. That's what he eats. That's what they eat in this place. Cause like, there's not gonna be able to bake bread.
Okay.
Well, yeah, like the entire diet in the Daharan Palace is plants and vegetables.
Raw plants
That's
and
it.
vegetables.
Mostly.
Just eat
were
a
like-
fucking potato like it's a fucking apple. Jesus
Hey,
Christ.
I know someone who does that, and I have tried it. It's not bad.
It's not bad, but you shouldn't do it because they're in the Nightshade family. That's not good for you, actually. That's not good for you, actually.
But yeah. And okay, now we're going through that. One other thing that they telegraph is the fact that
There's a lot I
telegraph
blocked out,
is-
Jess.
They, after they do the thing, they're doing some of the stuff for being a part of the tribe. Part of that is dealing with birds, and using a whistle to do things to call different birds to them. And one of the few flaws that Richard has is that he can't use the whistle properly.
Oh, he
The
can't
only
whistle?
thing he can do, no matter how hard he tries with the bird whistle, is just the whistle for it's time to eat. And whenever he tries to it, they just flock and land expecting food, and then, mill around and then fly away. Which he uses as a strength later, because the Gar...
I forgot about that, but it was really good, yeah. Okay.
Another one of the neat scenes is when he's trying to evade this giant camp of Gar monsters. They attack people because they are surrounded by colonies of flies.
I forget
which
what the
drink
Gar look like.
Forgettable.
That's what I thought. But I think I was thinking of, what are they called? The Gar. You know what I thought of when I'm kind of remembering the Gar? I keep thinking of the Gorn from fucking Star Trek.
But yeah, the Gar have these flies and they use it to track prey, which is neat. It says like they drink blood and they follow movement, and so Buddy's holed up in this cave trying to get a dragon egg, and it's like, okay,
there was a
how
dragon
do I get
egg?
around this? Yeah, because Rawl has a dragon in his beck and because he's holding the dragon's egg hostage.
Oh, right. So they rescue it, and
it's
then
like,
the thing.
okay, how do I get out of this? I'll just use the whistle and summon all these birds to eat, and the birds eat the flies. And the Gar, trying to stop them from eating the flies, just start killing themselves, and he gets away.
Egg.
And again, in the you're a writer, you can come up with other names. The dragon is a red dragon named Scarlet.
Scarlet?
Yeah.
You at least gave Dark and Rawl an edgy, evil people name, and you named your dragon Scarlet?
Yep.
Even Saphira had a better name. Okay, let me say this. I'm saying this for real, though. Christopher Paolini's 16,
Okay, I'm sorry, but I literally have to jump on just to react. Here's my fucking long-ass side of Scarlet being the name for the dragon. Jesus Christ. That's it. That's all I got.
No.
Yeah,
Take another deep breath. I need one more. I need one more. Hold on. Okay. Okay, yeah. No, listen. Okay, listen. Even Christopher Paolini, who published his book at fucking 16, that was better written. Even if it was a complete ripoff of other shit. Anyways, please continue. Please tell us about Scarlet, because I completely forgot about that bit entirely.
Scarlet was as neat a character that they could write in the few chapters that they were around, because this is the end of the book and things are moving super fast in comparison to everything else. And of the characters, Scarlet is one of the few that organically feels like an ally.
Yeah.
Even though they can't help it at the end, they do feel like an ally, and that's fine. But again, it's like,
I'm not getting over Firebat.
Man. You can come up with another name for your dragon.
I'm not
Scarlet.
getting over. I'm never going to be over Firebat. I'm sorry. My mind stayed there. My mind is there forever. Because I completely blocked that out. Because it was already bad enough with the weird sexual apple feeding bit. You know?
Yeah, that was like, wow,
I hated that. I hated that so much.
Than it needed to be.
I hated that so much. Thank you. Okay, so you did, because when I asked you about it before, you hadn't gotten to it yet. And now that we're here, I'm like, I hate, that scene stuck, because I hated it so much.
Yeah, because it's like, it shows that you wrote a character to have as much discipline as possible. But she is slipping on topsoil for how wet she is for this character.
Yeah, let's fucking play that 70s shit, because that's what was happening, but not. There's it was worse than 70s porno setup bullshit. Because it was more rapey.
And here's the thing.
At least 70s shit was consensual.
The entirety of the book takes place at most within about a span of, being charitable, 3 months.
Yeah, something like that. This is why you should never have a
One
timeline.
of those months is spent with the main character in captivity, away from the female lead.
This is stupid as shit. Just
And I will not, like, and I know that people do fall head over heels in love ish in a short amount of time. That happens, you know. The chapels in Vegas exist for a reason.
No, they do. This is fair. And like I mean, people do stupid shit, but it's also there was no chemistry between them in the least. I love you, Faith.
Like, the only way...
Hold on. I'm gonna grab one more book, but please continue your explanation.
The only way the chemistry
I'll be right back,
works...
because there's one other book that is divisive, but I liked it, but it's also, like... It's a harder read because it's really lore heavy, but not... Hold on.
But yeah, the only reason the chemistry between Richard and Callan works is because up until is the fact that Colin has a whole boatload of psychological traumas that she needs to work through.
As far as characters who are consistent,
Richard is one of the few people who actually deals with her like she's a person as opposed to her title as confessor. And like the whole confessor thing, they only explain at the end of the book. Is the only way they explain what their power is. You know, here's a woman who is important in society, yet is both feared, honored, and shunned at the same time. In my head that just went, discount Bene Gesserit sisterhood.
That's
and
right.
That's what it was until they finally explained what her power meant and what it does. And it's like, oh, okay, that's not as cool as I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
I
found the book. This is a book in which I enjoyed things. It's one of those, like... It has the same... Explains a lot because it's like a 500-page book. But it feels more like it was earned. And all the characters are consistent in what they do. It's called The Thief's Gamble.
Oh, that's a cool cover.
And I picked it up randomly because I could, but it's like the main character, she is this fucking thief. And she's a coward. And she is consistently a coward, but things keep happening. And it's nice. Really great. Let's see, hold on. So she makes a bet. You know, to try and steal a thing, but unfortunately, like, steal something that's really actually very important. And she's like, well, fuck, can I give it back? How do I get rid of this? And it's that. The other thing that makes it a little difficult to read is, like, the head of every chapter starts with an excerpt from, like, a tome within the world, which I like, but not everybody likes. So there's, like, stuff from their histories in the world, like, Chapter 2, taken from the Geography of the East, being a description of lands formerly provinces of the Tormalin Empire, etc. So it's, like, it's usually, like, a couple pages of that before we get to the next chapter.
No, I super love that, because
and it's
that's
really,
one of the things that's done in Dune.
Yeah. It's not for everyone. It's not for people who want to read things quickly. But the pacing works, and the characters are consistent in a way that I wanted Wizard's First Rules characters to be.
Oh,
I think that is why this comes to mind. This is what I wanted. This is what I wanted Wizard's First Rule. This is the vibe I wanted it to have, because it has the vibe. If that makes sense, like, the whole, like, we're on this quest, we're on this adventure, shit keeps happening, things that are important are happening, and we're kind of behind, and we don't understand everything. But, like, it's not, oh, I suddenly get this because I'm magic good at this, or, oh, MacGuffin. It's like, no, they're out of the loop and they're constantly trying to fumble their way through this shit. This is what I
like
wanted.
when they're talking about like the magic stuff, and it's like, you know, at one point they run into a witch and she has a discount Golem Smeagol with her.
Oh my god, I forgot about Discount Smeagol.
Samuel.
Oh god, his
and
name
then
was
you find
Samuel?
out-
Oh yeah. Fuck.
You find out later that the reason he's like that was he was the previous seeker before Richard. Even though he was kind of a false seeker, he was still
Smeagol
affected
was
by
the
magic.
seeker! Sorry.
And you get, and like, yes, the magic of the seeker will turn you into that, unless you can do this thing with the sword, which
Oh.
he does.
Obviously, because he's
So he
super
avoids
special
it.
Magic Richard.
And like
His
they
dick
bring
is
up
magic.
they bring up a side thing where it's all like, you know, one of the reasons why there are only female confessors was because a male confessor is not only immune to to some things of the power, but they're also terribly overpowered. And it's like, so any male confessor children are killed. And it's like, all right, cool, whatever. I made a prediction that Richard, or that the reason that Dark and Roll is a
yeah.
threat is because he is a male confessor, and Richard will be able to do the thing with the sword.
I'm sorry, I need to say this before I forget. But listen, because you know how their confessor powers are sexual? It's just anybody who says that it's just like, listen, anybody who says that the male's born with confessor powers, it's like, so you're saying dick too good? Listen, anybody who says that dick that good, like, oh, this dick so magic good, has never been fucking impaled by a dick, okay? Like, I'm sorry. Anyways,
Citation needed. Yeah.
Citation needed, bitch. Anyway.
But yeah, so they get to the end, they have the magical MacGuffins. It looks like things are gonna go south for the heroes because the MacGuffin is like a 1 in 3 chance. You have these 3 boxes. You have to open, like, you activate their power, and then you have to open them before the first day of winter, or the person who opens them dies. So the whole thing is a game of keep away to keep one of these boxes away from Rawl, so he'll just die on his own.
God,
like
it's
any
fucking stupid.
Cetaceans.
It's fucking stupid.
But, you know, because there was a traitor, and an obvious traitor that was telegraphed from the beginning of the book, he has all the boxes. He has them inside That's funny. That's funny, Jess. That's
I'm
awesome.
sorry. Jess keeps just banger after banger.
That's my person.
Okay, you're saying I'm so sorry. That one just hit me. Okay.
Oh yeah, that is classic. That is good, Jess.
Oh, fuck.
But yeah, he has them imprisoned. They're all there. The bad guy has all the cards, and I was like, well, you have the knowledge that can tell me what this book is. So, on pain of death, I'm gonna have Callan use her confessor power on you, so you'll do everything she says. So he uses the power on him, and he just folds.
Beware my Uber snatch.
And he tells him, open this box. And he's like, all right. And surprise, he dies. The villain is destroyed because they made him open the wrong thing, and he is fucking burned to a goddamn crisp. And like, but
Oh, that's
how?
right. I do remember him becoming a crispy critter.
Yeah. But it's like, but how?
It was
What
still
happened?
stupid. I hate. There's nothing
And it's
more.
like,
There's nothing worse than an undignified villain death. Okay.
and like the reason why that he was able to tell him the wrong thing to open, despite being under the confessor's power, is because apparently in order to avoid the death sentence of being under a confessor's power is to simp so hard for them that it doesn't work. basically her power was like, oh no, he's
already there, bro. Like, it's fine.
He's already there. You don't
Like,
need
bro,
to.
you don't. You
like-
just had to like fucking like you. All you had to do was say hello to him in a vaguely friendly manner. It's fine.
Yeah, he's already that. He's already that. So using the power is pointless because his brain is already rewritten with dying devotion to you.
See, all I'm thinking is that what needed to happen was just. It's just like, listen, Terry Goodkind, just admit that you want to be domed. Okay? It's fine. There's no guilt. No judgment. But you have to admit it first.
And because that's the case, the two of them can be in a relationship finally. And I was like, this is something that's and the fact that he wasn't the fact that he didn't give up the ruse immediately has the character displaying competence that he by this point in the book has not honestly displayed.
You're right.
He lied through his teeth to the people of the tribe, and now with everything on the line is able to completely and honestly like straight-faced lie to the bad guy to have him destroy himself.
I hate it.
When most of the time in the book the character is either bewildered, unless it's dealing with being a woodsman in forestry, and almost man.
What's your
and
next
like
move,
he's
Clover?
either wants nothing to do with magic, he has no idea what the fuck is going on,
Okay.
or is angry,
Yeah.
or is
You wouldn't want to see
or is
me
just
angry.
frustrated
TM.
and out of his depth. He's a fish out of water when dealing with shit he should already know, since the boundary didn't go up hundreds of years ago, it went up within a human lifetime.
It's so dumb.
So
Firebad is the worst.
anything, even if he hadn't been there, like people talk, any of the people in Westland, where he's from, moved there from Midland.
I don't know
so
why
they
they wouldn't
would-
say anything, right?
They
Like,
would all just talk, like people talk about shit that happened to them all the time.
he's too
So-
good for idle gossip. Don't you know that, Marlon? God.
Oh, it's so frustrating. But the fact that it's like the key to stopping a confessor's power of all-consuming devotion is to just simp hard,
This is
harder
so
than
stupid.
you've ever simped before.
It is so stupid. I remember getting to that and I was so angry. Here, let me show you
And-
another really good book real quick. It's called The Last Stormlord.
Oh. Hmm.
The world building is extremely good. Like, so good. And the magic is really interesting. It's a desert world. So Stormlords are important for the continuation of, you know, fantasy
Oh,
Las
that's
Vegas.
cool.
It's not actually fantasy Las Vegas, but you know.
But yeah, not to mention the fact that Richard spends a small portion of the book in the thrall of like a dominatrix, but evil,
Evil. Oh god, I forgot about
who is
that.
trained primarily through grievous sexual assault from age 14.
That's a great way to train. It's not.
No. I understand. Oh, you're going over the top because this is a fantasy novel and you're painting things in broad strokes. So you're going to have these things.
No.
You're gonna have like the good be good and the bad be
Listen,
evil and that kind of
fantasy-
thing. But
Fantasy is precisely the time for amazing nuance.
it is.
People know the tropes so that you don't have to explain them, so you can explore the nuance. That is the point.
Oh yeah. But
I'm angry.
I bring up using broad strokes with things because using tropes to start with is a good way to introduce a character as being very general, and then go into the specifics.
Exactly.
But
Exactly.
and they do some of that, but a lot of these specifics are just very
They don't do it enough.
No.
It's overshadowed by Fire Bad.
Oh. Like, the book is both too long, but it doesn't say very much.
Oh, I have an idea for a sticker. It's just a pile of books with Goblin Elf, you know, like the Grinch grin, and it just says "Fire Good," and it's just like a pile of burning fucking.
Oh, that's funny.
It's just Wizard's first rule. Sorry. Okay. Oh my God, you're like inspiring some things. Actually,
like,
so is Jess. Can I use some of these for stickers? I want these as stickers, Jess. You have very good things.
Use whatever you like. Clip whatever you like. Oh my God, but like, going through the things that, and here's.
It's a good thing they aren't books. No, just...
Because, like, you'd think that the 3 books I have on my desk would be candidates 1, 2, and 3 for throwing in my brother's fire pit, but I don't burn art.
No, same.
Someone out there considers.
I do not burn books. I don't, even if they're books.
Someone out there considers these books to be art.
Well, things can be learned from any book, is the thing. Even the really bad ones. Like, they should all be... I do not believe in banning or burning books. I do believe in approaching them with a level of, like, intellect, and don't treat them all as the Bible. Like, there are some books out there that cause real harm that need to be monitored, yes. But, like,
and,
yeah.
like, as far as fiction goes, you can take it or leave it.
But I do think that Fire Bad on one side of the mug and Fire Good on the other side of the mug would be really funny.
But, like, okay, as far as pacing goes, Battlefield Earth has some awful pacing.
God, bad pacing really kills things.
One of the things there are things that I loved about the book as well. Number 1, the world building with the aliens was great.
Yeah.
One of my favorite villains in literature is Terrell, the head of security on the Earth mining colony for the Cyclos.
Oh,
Terrell is a fantastic villain.
I'll have to actually read it. I haven't actually. Like, I wanted to. It's in my, like, I need to. I might listen to it.
No, you don't have to. You don't have to.
Yeah, but you read Wizard's First Rule. I can at least try and read it.
Like, I will, if you decide to do that, I will say, you can tap out whenever the fuck you want to.
If I could find an audiobook, it'd be easier, to be fair, because then I could be doing other things.
Pirate it, please.
Oh, absolutely.
Because Battlefield Earth is 1,050 pages.
There's so many. I mean, I've read longer. Like, I've read the Bible twice.
But, like, one of the things I loved was the world building. I loved Terrell. There's also another Cyclo in there, a woman, who is also a great character, and I'm going to steal them. And one of the things that I did enjoy was the general tone, because Battlefield Earth is written almost with the feel of a pulp from the 1930s or 40s.
Oh, I love pulps, though.
And I love pulps. Here's the kicker.
Pulps? No, pulps.
Battlefield Earth... Pulps.
Pulp.
Here's the kicker. Battlefield Earth was written in 1986.
Okay.
And it has all of the racist feels of a book written in the 30s.
Oh, God. No, my subtitles kept saying Pope when I meant pulp. Pulp.
Oh, but yeah.
Yo, I don't want to have to deep throat my language for you to understand me fucking text to
I do not recommend
speech
it.
to text.
I will not have you read. Like I will say,
Oh shit.
you don't have to. But if
Okay,
you
okay.
do, then
I
will
might read a
understand if you
breakdown.
throw it across the room. Because motherfucker.
There's one book that I threw across the room when I read it. It's called The Wild Swans. I think,
But,
or
like,
not the Wild
Battlefield Earth
Swans.
has the same pacing problem as Wizards, but it's worse because it is a good 300 pages more.
No.
And it starts moving fast by around page 900 or so, and things just move fast. And like I consider
Okay, so,
this is a goddamn slow burn.
So if
like,
I spark notes it and then read the last 100 pages, got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like Turl is supposed to be the main antagonist. The Cyclos are the main antagonists. But the actual villain of the piece is another human. His full name is Brown Limper Staffer.
What?
Because he has a club foot and walks with a limp. So he's called Limper. So ableism there. And over the course of the story,
that does happen, but what?
But because this takes place over a very long time. What feels like the climax of the book has the humans constructing a teleportation platform to send atomic bombs to the Cyclo's home planet. And during the pitched battle of it, things are about to go wrong. Staffer is about to detonate something there and kill everyone. And, it's Staffer, who is dressed like Hitler, by the way, with the mustache.
God. I fucking hate this.
Johnny and Terrell. And Johnny says to Terrell, he's gonna do the thing and kill us. And Terrell just looks at him and goes, in that one bit of, I don't want to die. He picks up a piece of debris or steel, throws it at the man, and rips him in half because he gets hit with this thing and he just flies apart into two pieces. His last words, Staffer's last words, are, "Damn you, Johnny, damn you." I read that and I just started laughing out loud.
I was gonna say,
because it's so fucking hilarious.
I would have laughed my ass off.
Because the actual enemies are the Nazis who survived by propaganda saved by a family in Switzerland the whole time. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Fire. Oh. The main reason I read Battlefield Earth because I like to find things about.
Okay, see, I didn't know that was the
ideas.
Premise, Jess. Now that I know that's the premise, I'm like, nope, never mind. Okay, yeah, no, I don't think I can do it. I might read your other worst book.
Oh. That one's just bad in a weird way.
See, that's fine.
But rough Battlefield Earth is. You hear so much about L. Ron Hubbard, and he is an amazingly decisive figure primarily with most of the world who knows about what Scientology does, and his church.
Can I just offer?
But I wanted to know.
Can I offer you some Clive Barker in these trying times?
Yes, please. But I wanted to rate okay, what's considered his work? Battlefield Earth. Okay. So I decided to rate it.
God, okay.
I bought a
Why are you such
copy.
a masochist?
Yeah?
Oh, Marlon is talking about the worst book he's ever read, which was Battlefield Earth.
Oh, no. Battlefield Earth is number 2.
Oh, Battlefield Earth is the second worst book they've ever read.
Is Battlefield Earth
the
2
absolute
the worst
first
book they ever read?
Hold on.
The absolute first number 1 on my bottom awful list is the Butlerian Jihad by Brian Herbert and Kevin J.
Wait, but Butlerian?
Yes.
Like Butler?
Yes.
Butlerian Jihad?
Yes.
That sounds like a
This
very
book
bad. That sounds like a
sucks.
very bad book.
It sounds like gay porn.
Why do you read these?
Well, Butlerian Jihad is one of the Dune prequels. It's far enough away from the Dune series. It's like the far history. And I am
Okay.
a fan of Dune. And this book
Marlon.
was free.
Marlon.
Yeah.
Marlon! My beloved
Yes.
friend. Please stop being so nice. Tell people no. For the love of God, tell people no. Oh my
I was
God.
handed this book. This book was free. I was young and foolish. I did not understand the horror within. When I
Marlon!
finally did
Oh my
read it,
God.
when I finally did read it, like it was actually making me depressed because, as a fan as I am of Dune, I was like, "Oh, this." I didn't have the words for it, and Jesse saw me just moping around in the apartment, and it's like, Marlon, every few moments you tell me something about this book, and it's awful. And she just,
oh my
she just
God.
held me and like, Marlon, say it with me. Say, I hate this book. It's like, no, I don't. Say it, Marlon. And I just had to
Say
sit there
it.
and go, I
I
hate
hate
this
book.
and like a weight just lifted off my body.
Hey, Reefster, I'm gonna die. I'm actually, you're way too nice. Please be mean. Please, I will teach you how to be mean.
Oh, no.
Jess teaches you how to be mean. We will all teach you how to say, this was bad and I hate it.
Oh, there is things that I can. By the time getting to Wizard's First Rule, I have, like, I can still be as objective as possible, but there was just something about the book that's like I was halfway through it. I was like, man, this book sucks.
It's the attitude permeate, like that holier than thou, I'm a writer attitude permeates the entire thing. Unfortunately.
Like it's smug.
It's
And,
smug,
like,
yes.
As far as what's offensive,
See,
nothing of
I'm
the
still
content,
I'm still gonna try reading the first Wheel of Time is the thing.
like
Because
nothing in Wizards actually offended me, because like number one,
Not even fire bad.
as I said before,
not
not
even fire
That-
bad.
no, because like two of my favorite authors wrote in the 1930s, and their work is rife with like sexism and racism.
Yeah, but
But
that's the
also-
1930s.
Also, one of the books I read was, but I've read William S. Burroughs, who is a great writer, by the
Oh,
way.
I love William S. Burroughs, but also, yes, I agree.
Like, because I read Naked Lunch in high school.
Todd,
Holy
Todd could
fuck.
tell you about, hey, Todd! Hey. I want Todd to get in on this call now, because he's Naked Lunch. He will tell you how his brain melted out his ears reading Naked Lunch.
Oh yeah, because it will.
Yeah,
Because
well.
holy fuck.
Fire bad. I'm sorry, but no hearths. Just freeze to death. We're going to eat raw potatoes. It's so fucking stupid. And I'm dying.
Okay, I'm here. But
Can you, Todd?
yes.
Oh, okay. Well, I won't put you on here because you probably won't need to jump in. But listen, okay, hold on. Okay, so Naked Lunch was brought up.
Yes.
Sup, dude?
The book,
Hold
or
on.
the book or the movie?
Here.
The book.
Have some so you can say hi
I
to
haven't seen the
Marlon
movie
real
yet.
quick.
Hello.
Okay.
How's
Where's
it
your
going, dude?
face?
I am alive and kicking.
Nice.
You don't have
But
to
yeah,
talk
we're
super
talking
loud, 'cause
books
It will get you.
And like we brought
It
up
can hear
William
you
S.
downstairs,
Burroughs
so
and
we're
Naked
good.
Lunch.
Uh-huh.
And like we're mostly talking about Terry Goodkind's series and how just not with it I was with the book. And like Elfie suggested it to me because it's like, this book is so bad I feel like I'm insane because so many people have read it and liked it, and
Make
someone tell me that I'm not crazy, and I have to say, no, Wizard's First Rule sucks. You're not crazy, and I can go through why it sucks.
So you're
Because
talking.
oh my god,
So you're talking about like the Terry Goodkind stuff. I've never actually read that, but like when it comes to Naked Lunch, I mean, I suppose there's
Yeah. Oh yeah, like I brought that up because it's like it's hard to either shock me or really offend me. I've read some weird stuff, and one of those books is William S. Burroughs stuff. Because holy shit.
Well, Burroughs is. I mean, I think the thing I always try to remind myself whenever I was reading Burroughs, whether it was the stuff that he wrote, you know, that became Naked Lunch, The Soft Machine, and The Ticket That Exploded, or like Junkie, Exterminator, it was like his later stuff. A lot of that was a function of a couple of different things that was going on. I mean, part of it is like his own desire to be deviant, even though he himself was not. I mean, I think even a lot of the other beats that he spent time with were always just like, they always kind of felt, well, he always got confused as being like a cop for a long time. Because he was always like, you know, wearing these suits, and he'd have these ties, and he was always reserved. You know, he's an incredibly reserved man, very, very shy. Always wanted to burst out of that, but he never could. And so that's part of the reason why he ended up getting so involved into drugs and stuff like that. So then, like, a lot of the writing that he did, it was all, especially the early stuff, was really informed by him being a heroin addict, and then just writing whatever crazy shit came to his head while he was, you know, fucked up on heroin. And then on top of it, with the cut up stuff that he did with Naked Lunch and Ticket That Exploded and Soft Machine. And he did more of it too a little bit later, but like, have you heard of the stuff, what he did with that?
Not too much. I've only read Naked Lunch, and and like a lot of his work I'm familiar with, but I haven't really gone into the backs of it.
So he was good friends with an artist by the name of Brian Geeson. And this guy did a lot of crazy shit, and he'd come up with this idea of taking writing, well, what Burroughs did, taking this kind of a cue from Geeson, was he would write up a number of pages. He would then cut those pages into fourths, and then he would jumble up all of the stuff that was there, and then rewrite the stuff that came up, and then sort of do minor edits. And so that's why it comes off as being this like complete and utter mindfuck. And so I mean, it's sort of like the idea of like writing some crazy ass shit down and then seeing what synchronicity or the universe or whatever would be able to provide you with beyond that. And then he also started taking other people's writings, cutting that up and kind of splicing that in as well. And so you ended up with these really, I mean, like, his stuff was like this really weird sci-fi. I mean, not at all what I was expecting. It was like, you know, science fiction spliced in with like gay porn for the most part. It was really weird. But I also kind of considered it be like the only time I'd ever read a book where about like 10 pages in, it every time I would read, you know, I get 10 pages into it and I started to feel like the words were falling off the page. And it's because of like,
oh yeah,
sort of puts you into like a weird sort of trance state. It's like dropping acid without having to drop acid, you know.
No, I can see that his work was very it was like it really puts you in a weird headspace because it's both scattershot and coherent at the same time.
Yeah no, I loved it. I mean, like I said, I've never read this. I can't compare it to Terry Goodkind, but
oh no.
I mean, no, I brought mostly Burroughs because, you know, it's messed up and like I have a high bar.
Yes, it is. I mean, Naked Lunch, I mean, definitely has its moments, but if you go on to like some of the other stuff, like the City of Red Knights is another one that's where it's sort of like gay porn crossed with Plague Apocalypse.
Oh, I'd read that one.
It's really that one gets even kind of like, you know, not just odd and strange, but also just kind of gross in some ways.
I want to read that one.
It's good. I mean, it's good. and if you ever want to like kind of get like more of a sense of his humor, because he was actually also an incredibly funny person if you could get past the dryness of the humor. But he did a back in the 60s, he did a voiceover for a it was a silent film called Haxon, which is when he did it, it was I think it was called Witchcraft Through the Ages. And it's like a sort of a semi-documentary thing that was done by he was a Danish filmmaker. Really fascinating imagery, amazing imagery, banned in a lot of places too because of some of the imagery. But Burroughs did this really bizarre voiceover for it with a I think it was like a jazz saxophonist providing like
that's so
background
weird.
music. And you can actually it's available on the Criterion release of Haxon, where you can throw that one in and you just kind of like sit back and go, oh god, I need a shot of brandy and a big
Opium pipe.
big
Joint.
doobie, you know.
It's one of those movies that, you know, it's like it doesn't
Yeah,
wait for the audience, it just goes and you're just supposed to like take it in.
Mm-hmm.
He read it in high school, apparently.
What?
He read Naked Lunch in high school.
I did too.
Is that when you read yours? Oh,
Yeah, originally.
fantastic.
Yeah,
Nice.
no, it just like late high school, like when I was a junior and senior in high school, I was like really into punk, and it just felt like
You were?
reading Jack Kerouac and reading the Beats just felt very punk to me, you know.
Yeah.
Nice.
Like, and so like diving into Allen Ginsberg and Kerouac, Burroughs, and people like
Like
other.
as far as any of that sort of like mind expanding stuff, have you ever read any Alan Watts?
No, he's always been one of those names that sort of comes up a lot that I keep on meaning to read, but I just never. I've never come across any things that he's.
One of the neat ways to interact with Alan Watts's recordings, there is a game that came
It
out
is.
a few
Todd is
years back
here,
called
briefly.
Everything, which is narrated with bits of his lectures.
Okay.
Like if you have a PS4 or like a high-end computer, you get it for those because it was an indie game, and it's really neat because the entire game is you start out in the perspective of, say, a deer, and then you can expand
Sorry, I know
that
it's
perspective
uncomfortable.
and you can move that perspective to, say, a rock or a tree
Mhm.
or a land mass, and you can expand your perspective further and further out until you're like a galaxy, and then you expand so far that it becomes like a grain of sand. It's neat.
That sounds cool.
It's a really chill thing to interact with. It's more of a toy than a game,
Okay.
but as you're going through the different perspectives, like bits of Alan Watts lectures and recordings play, and it's a really cool way to ingest the man's stuff.
Okay. Okay.
Munchie.
I mean, if we're going to be swapping recommendations, I always recommend Robert Anton Wilson.
Oh, hell yes, Illuminatus trilogy.
There you go, the Illuminatus trilogy.
Up top, that book is amazing.
It is great.
We talked about Night Watch
And it
earlier
is
too.
a
so-
weird book.
It's a
Also,
good book.
a book I read recently, which I can only describe as Illuminatus as a reliable narrator, is a book called
Also briefly.
The Fool on the
Uh-oh.
Hill.
Oh,
It
no.
is
Where's
one
she
of my
going?
favorite books I've read
Hey,
this year.
don't scratch. No.
Fool on the Hill. Okay.
Fool on the
No
Hill.
scratching.
Fool on the Hill. I'll have to check that one out.
Oh, you can't see her. She blends in too
There's
much.
a black void that has come to join us.
It's a void.
All right, I'm gonna hand this back to the actual host.
Heck yeah.
But nice talking to you, man. And just for the record, hi Molly. All right, let's see.
But yeah,
Thank you.
There you go. Hi,
Like,
Mama.
finishing up with like the bad books as far as good
Uh-oh.
books.
Gotta watch out. Got kitty butthole on camera.
Oh no, kitty butthole on camera. Okay, yes, finishing
Aw.
off the bad books.
Yeah, finishing off the bad books.
Oh,
going
bad
to
books.
just Good books.
Island of the Flesh.
Going
Um,
into good books.
Yes. Fool on the Hill by Matt Ruff
Okay.
was one of it's one of the best books I've read this year.
Okay.
Also up there was The Last Ringmaster, Book 1 by Linda Haviland.
Okay.
That book is goddamn awesome. And those are, of the books I've read this year, those two books are the top two for this year.
Sweet. Okay. Yeah, mine was definitely Nettle and Bone, and Gideon.
Also in that book
Here she
category is
Oh, well, don't look at it.
is Jess's book, because it's also amazing, and she never hears it enough. In fact, we're gonna need beta readers.
Fair. Beach, Marlon, beat you to it.
Dear. Love you.
Marlon, you guys are so cute. Jesus Christ. So yeah,
And
yeah.
I'm this entire talk about bad books has me expelling so much salt my leg is cramping up.
See, you needed it. You needed it. You've now like discarded it, and you can be like, wow, yeah, I did have opinions, and now we can have some good times.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
And like another reason to at least go through bad media is inspiration can be found anywhere, and inspiration needs to be salvaged from dross.
I mean, yes.
What you make of it might not exactly be gold, but it might be somebody.
It's true. Like, I mean, I don't think... Oh, you found a thing?
I just have to follow up on one thing.
Oh.
So I just went onto Steam, and I found everything.
Yes.
And put it on my wish list, just so I wouldn't forget it. And then I happened to glance down at the bottom of the page for games, similar games. And Steam thinks a similar game to everything is American Truck Simulator. Just needed to pass that on.
That's an odd choice. But,
I mean, it's a good game. It's a good game, but I don't think it's same.
Not even close, just based on the trailer.
Oh, that's funny. Okay.
Yeah, like, son of a bitch, right there, like, holy fuck. Yeah, okay. Alright, we'll go with it.
Why not? Like, why the fuck not, I guess. So yeah, that's life, that's me. That's you. I'm so happy. I'm gonna be gone next week.
The long and the short of it is, no, you're not crazy, the book isn't that good.
Oh god, thank god.
In fact, it sucks. It sucks.
Okay.
And I don't know how. Again, but because art speaks to everyone. There are people who are so much fans of the series that they've read in the double digits of this book series.
Yes,
so.
I know. It's like, okay, like I know it speaks to people, but I don't think it speaks to anyone who is queer, POC, or a woman.
No. Oh no. No.
Or, I mean, okay, in the case of your sibling, wannabe white.
Toxic masculinity is a thing. And I love my brother, but he has bought into a lot of
crappy things.
A lot of awful things.
That sucks.
And at some point today, he's probably going to be up here to play Magic because,
Let's go!
I'm wanting to outreach and be a good brother.
Azorius, let's go! No. Yes, I'm that person. I'm sorry.
No, you're all right. Like, I'm Demir.
My god, I
want to mill your deck, and you're gonna hate me for it.
Do you want to know what the best play I ever had was in Magic?
Oh, sure.
Turn 3 commander. I pull Traumatize.
Oh shit.
and then after that I pull Archive Trap, I think.
Oh, that's cool.
And then like, I don't know, a couple turns later I also pulled my Hedron crab. So
My favorite play in Magic. I was actually playing against a mill deck. Buddy had me with Curse of the Bloody Tome.
okay.
We had both been building up our board, and I was 2 turns away from being milled out.
Oh god.
We're both, I think he's playing blue black, I'm playing blue white.
Okay.
And he has tapped out. We both have full boards. His creatures have been untapped, so we just have these 2 boards of creatures just staring each other down because none of us can attack because that'll give the advantage. So I'm sitting there, I have a land in hand, and one of my creatures has landfall.
Oh god. Okay, landfall's
And
great.
so it's like, okay. So here, like, and he was crowing about it too. It's like, next turn, you mill out. You only have that many cards in hand. And it's like, okay, you have tapped out all your mana. Okay, first, starting turn, play a land. That gets landfall. You're tapped out, so I'm going to cast Sleep, put your whole board out, and then swing with the team for 20 damage exactly.
Jesus Christ. Oh my god, that's ridiculous.
And I only had that because of landfall.
Oh my god.
That
No.
was my best play.
I also
Jess
need
has a best play on a combo she pulled on me that she's mentioning in the chat.
Oh shit, next time brought up, remind me to mention Yagmoth's Vile Offering combo. Oh my god, hell yes, fuck. Okay. No.
That, and the only way Jess has been able to survive my builds for blue or Dimir is just she went all in on Golgari because all of her cards
Fucking
go to her second
Golgari.
deck.
I need you to see 2 of the cards that I have in my deck specifically because I got tired of Dimir bullshit.
Oh, I gotta see these. Oh yeah, that'll do it.
Rest in peace and Angel of Glory Rise.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Also, my deck is mainly humans, and what my all-time favorite card is that cult leader. It's like a captain, and they flip when enough humans are on the field,
from
and they become
Innistrad,
and then they become a cult leader, and they just get
that one's good.
more and more powerful as humans. And then I have a couple of like human token generators.
Oh, nice.
So like usually it's quiet because all my things are small until they're not.
One of the fun decks that I built last year is what I call the Cat Elf Christmas Party.
Oh my god.
A commander deck I built with Amara Soul of the Accord.
Oh god, okay. I haven't gotten any new cards in a really long time. Hold on, let me see if I can pull this, because I have my deck is right here. Putting that down on the floor. Everything's fine.
What'd you do?
I dropped my candle. Could you grab it? Did it break? Is it fine? It's fine. Thank you.
Holy stank.
Oh yeah, this was a gift. White teak. Cat Elf Christmas Party sounds amazing. Wait, let me
Yes.
see. I gotta look through this. My commander, of course, is Pope Taxes over here. It's the Grand Arbiter.
Oh, nice.
Well, I like things to cost less, and then I have a bunch of cards that make everything for everyone else cost more. Oh, I have the Aetherflux Reservoir. Oh, that's it. I have another card called Ashes of the Abhorrent. Its players can't cast spells from graveyards or activate abilities of cards in graveyards. And then whenever a creature dies, you gain a life.
Nice. But yeah, Amara Soul of the Accord, piloting my Selesnya Cat Elf Christmas Party deck.
I need to know this.
I can put the deck list together for you, but like, there's one deck I haven't yet to really play that often, and that's my PNLR Chandra Pia and Chandra Nalar, mom and daughter, Fire Day deck, and then there's my Brizella deck,
The artifact.
mono white angel monstrosity. Oh, you have that one! Holy shit!
I have a couple that are really cool. Oh yeah, Sun Titan, Hellicide Giant. Oh, here it is. I have 2 cards. I have Cyclonic Rift for when shit's not going my way.
Oh yeah, I mean,
And
that's
then-
what it's for.
And then I have Planar Cleansing for when shit's not going anyone's way.
Oh, no one has a good day on that one. Holy
Fuck
shit.
you! Oh, like... It's, yeah. Hold on, do I have
Grixis
any...
is a strong play. Clone in the chat, but like,
Oh, here we go. This is the card that's real stupid when you're playing Commander, the Sierra Avatar, if you pull it early.
oh yeah, Sarah Avatar is fucking. Oh, I love that one. Usually, if at least for my cards, I'll go either Demir or Jund.
Ah, I do. Just kidding. I do have more stuff for Demir bullshit. I have Tormund's Crypt.
Because Jund is viable in any format.
God, that's so good. I pretty much just play casual Commander with friends. But listen, I had a ton of friends who were really, really competitive, so I had to make... This is my one deck, and it's pretty okay.
Like, one of the decks that I don't have the resources to build. There are 2. Number 1 is the fan service deck, which is I'm restricting to only using the pinup style art on cards.
Oh, I love that.
From about
Oh no. I love
for
the art on this
anything
one too.
from New Phyrexia and back, because that's where all of like the pinup fantasy art is.
Oh, I love
And
that.
then the other card I have is a 5-color deck using what's his name?
Oh, right. I have artifact stopping too, even though I actually have a ton of artifacts.
Is a 5-color deck using Kenrith, the Returned King, and in the deck will be all of the flip versions of the Planeswalkers, the ones that start as legendary creatures and flip to their Planeswalker form,
Oh!
and with Kenrith as my Zordon for the Power Ranger Morph deck.
Oh, fuck. I love that.
Because, you know, this would be the Jace that starts as a legendary creature, the Gideon, the Chandra, the Nissa, and the Liliana.
So my baby
All of them being able to
traumatized.
change. But yeah. Oh, yeah, that'll do it. But I don't have the funds to put together that deck because a lot of the two-faced legendary creature Planeswalker cards are pricey.
Yeah, that's true. I have friends who have been playing since Alpha, who have like stacks and stacks, so that helps. This is my favorite. I'm so thrilled. Like, I am so happy because like when they re-released the Aven Mind Sensor, I was like, that's super awesome because that's a great card, but also I have the old one.
Oh, nice. Oh, it's even Time Spiral with the side with the mana cost on the side. Oh, it's so
Yeah.
good.
I just fucking love it. So yeah, I started playing in Innistrad, the first Innistrad. Wait, have you ever seen my wall of Jaces?
You have a wall of Jaces?
I like Jace, okay? He's a moron. Listen, I liked him before.
Jace.
I liked him before, but then, like, he lost his memory and became, like, a fucking castaway, and I loved him the most during that arc.
No, that's his best arc.
This is literally his best arc. Okay, hold on, let me just... We'll go cat cams, because I can move that easier. Alright, let's see if you guys can... I'm gonna have to move my checkers. Listen, everything in here is, like, super precariously stacked, because everything kind of has a place. So it means, like, moving things is kind of a butt. But, hold on. Let me just... I'll shine some light on this so that you can see my little Jace shrine. It's actually... It used to be what my camera was focused on, but... Like, yeah,
Oh,
it's all Jace cards. Cause we got the Jace spellbook too. But yeah.
oh, nice.
All my Jaces.
I have an Oathbreaker deck built with Jace Memory Adept
Yes.
with the signature spell as Mind Sculpt.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay. Yeah. But yeah, I love him. He's an idiot, and I'm gonna fucking put him in the garbage because I love him. And honestly, his look in Innistrad is one of my favorites because we all thought he was getting a cool new upgrade outfit, but no, he just threw a fucking coat over his shitty outfit, and I love him.
Yes, and as far as the Marlon and Jesse being cute tally, we have matching shirts. Hers
Agree.
is Vraska, mine is Jace.
Yes, good. I love them. Listen, I love them. Everyone should love them. Jace.
Like if they're not together after March of the Machines, and if it's not them in silhouette for the Western set, I will be angry.
Yeah, all of my favorites end up dying usually. Is Ral still alive?
Ral is alive. Ral is
Okay.
still good.
I liked Ral. I liked
Ral. I don't know if you follow any of the meta plot for the stories, but Ral actually cured Vraska of Phyrexian infection.
Oh shit.
By using a machine that turbo cooked her blood and destroyed all the Phyrexian infection in it.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, oh, it's cool that you had that thing and it did that. It's like, no, I just wanted to use it on her. I wasn't expecting that.
Hold on. Let's see, who were some of my faves?
But one of the
Venser,
things
I was kind of Venser was cool.
Venser was very cool.
Is Soren still in Iraq?
No, he got out of the rock, but they haven't said how.
Okay. Because I like Soren. Oh, what's her nuts? The one chick. She's like old though, or she died, didn't
Nahiri?
she? Yeah.
Nahiri's still alive.
No.
Nahiri is alive, but she has lost her Planeswalker spark.
Oh. Is that who I was thinking
Because
of?
Nahiri
No,
was one of
I'm
the
thinking of Jaya.
Oh, sadly, Jaya was killed.
Jaya? Yeah, Jaya was cool. I liked her, and she fucking died. Like, all my favorites end up dying. Well, yeah, I just, who else was I thinking of? Wait.
But yeah, there is a single piece of art for the upcoming Magic the Gathering set called Outlaws of Thunder Junction.
Wasn't
It
there
is
a
a Western
thief?
set.
Oh, that sounds awesome. Wasn't there a thief guy in... This was quite a while ago now. Didn't he die?
Yes.
He was the other character, and I'm like, oh, he's awesome. What's his name? Dak!
Yeah, Dak Faden died during War of the Spark.
Yeah, I was mad. I liked him. He was cool. There's a couple characters where I'm like, oh, they're pretty cool. I like this character. They killed him. Cool. They killed her. Okay, cool. They killed this also character. Okay, cool. And they never kill the ones that I want to die.
Like who?
Oh, well, I mean, not anymore. The War of the Spark kind of killed so many people, so it was fine.
Like, War of the Spark didn't really... War of the Spark just killed Gideon, Dak Faden, and the Gruul Planeswalker from Ravnica.
Oh, yeah! Fuck! I loved that character, too, I thought.
Domri Raid.
Domri! I was upset about Domri dying, actually.
Yeah, he went out like a fucking chump.
This baby punk, and they killed him. And I was angry about it.
I have an Oathbreaker deck helmed by Arlen Cord. It's it's underworld, so it's werewolves and red vampires.
I love werewolves.
And my copy of Domri Raid is in the deck.
Oh, good. Just sad because there were so many great characters that are like, all right, I'm done with this character. Can we bring somebody else in now? Like, can we have some more shit?
Yeah.
Though I do really want to get
Oh.
the Nendroid. There's a Nendroid of Jace that I really want.
There it is.
And there's one of Chandra too.
Oh, well, of course.
Yeah, well, she's perfect for it. She's adorable.
What's hilarious is that they screwed up their own character design because originally Chandra's hair was supposed to be brown,
Yeah.
and she would have, and even if her skin was very pale, with dark hair, she would still look like she, was born on the steampunk India that is Kaladesh.
Yeah.
Instead, it looks like she was cast for steampunk India by way of central casting, and they got someone who looked like who looks like she's from goddamn Ireland.
Yeah. Yeah. I need the Jace. He has a little smiling face, and it's
I just
really
found
cute.
the Nendoroid images for both of these, and oh my god.
He's got his magic. It's so cute. Like his little face.
Like, one of my favorite bits from the Kaladesh arc, the Kaladesh stories, is when they're talking with the one planeswalker from Kaladesh, Dovin Bond.
Oh
And,
yeah. Okay.
They're sitting at the table eating food. Food's brought out, and that one Azorius, who is basically Jace's handler,
Mm-hmm.
is there just kind of being annoyed at him.
Shit. Okay.
I have to bring up her name.
Oh
again,
yeah, there's a lot
because
of interesting
she's
planeswalkers
also-
where I'm like, why didn't they
no,
kill
this
this
is-
guy but not this guy?
No, she's all legendary creature, because she was the champion for Dragon's Maze when that was a thing.
Okay. Also, it just occurred to me I need to start getting ready for D&D here shortly. Well, soon.
Just trying to bring up the name of the Dragon's Maze Azorius champion. Authorities of Love. Because as soon as we mentioned this, like, her name flew out of my head. Lavinia
yeah.
of the 10th. Lavinia.
Oh, Lavinia! Yeah, she's great.
Yeah, like when they're eating the food, like, it's described as like some kind of pasta like covered in cheese, and it's basically macaroni and cheese.
I love her
And,
so
like,
much.
Jace takes a bite out of it, and I was like, "Is there broccoli in this?" And Lavinia just goes, "You need iron."
Oh my
Uh.
god, blessed!
And I was like, and then you just hear him go, and she just says, "You can't even chase it, just eat it." It's like, that is my favorite character exchange, because this is a handler dealing with like this goober of a savant, and
God, it's so good.
because of that, Jace is my goddamn spirit animal, because I have had moments like that. Ask Jess.
I'm sure I don't even have to. Actually, now that you say that, I think I even have Lavinia in this deck. Now that you're saying that. How could I not? I was like, wait, because I remember you were looking through it, and I'm like, maybe he's thinking of Lavinia? No, it's gotta be
Yeah.
somebody else.
Yeah, she's currently did the acting guildmaster for the Azorius, and was the Azorius champion for running the dragons.
That's right. Puppeteer, revoke existence, no. Oh, I think I took her out of her. I took her out of here because I wanted my Aven mind sensor in here. have a lot of very small, quick things. Until they're big. But yeah. Anyways, I do have to start getting ready for D&D here.
Oh, and my day hasn't ended because you had a hectic beginning, ending to it that I got to take care of.
Oh?
Yeah, I got to do some driving.
Yay! You got this. It'll be great.
Oh.
Food will be good later, probably.
Probably, but it's more in depth than what I can describe at the moment. So I'm just gonna say I got a busy afternoon, evening.
I do too, actually. I do too. I gotta pack because I'm gonna be out visiting my sister for a week. I'll try and do like a mini phone stream or something, but other than that, yeah.
Would be cool.
Anyways, thank you for coming on.
Oh, absolutely. I love talking books and minutiae of plots. It's one of the things that I love doing.
Oh my god, me too. I am trying to put all of my lore talks on YouTube now, so I have to wait 24 hours, but after that, it'll probably go up there.
If you want to read Butlerian Jihad,
I don't know if I'll make it through now that you've like described it. You're stronger than me.
I can come up with other. I have a large amount of books I can go through, and I can like throw some suggestions at you.
Okay. And just somewhere along the lines of Wizard's first rule, like still bad, but maybe not like so bad that I'm gonna fucking vomit upon seeing it.
Okay, I can see what I can come up with.
Hell yeah! All right. Anyways, we'll wrap up. We're gonna raid Mr. Weeble.
Nice.
And thank you for coming by.
Absolutely, this is always a fun time.
I am super glad. Yeah, we'll have to have another. I'm gonna be plotting out the rest of the month. Obviously not next week, but like over the next week, I'll be like, hey, who wants to take this and that and another thing? So yeah. Anyways, thank you again.
Beans.
Take care.
Absolutely.
And I'll see you online.
Absolutely.
All right. Bye. All right. Okay. We're gonna raid Mr. Weeble. Lots of love, guys. Sorry we have to head out so quickly. But I will see you on the 11th. Until then, lots of love. Bye, guys. What is this music? Okay.
If you catch an elf stream, you have it made. The traps are laid. What an optimal ratty played. She heals us and hit different. Battle mage, slaying so much, lesson in the dragon age. Teabagging that she still get the win. She's a slam dunk every time she could den a rim. So you should definitely throw her a follow. Now watch an elf can make your whole night feel hollow.